Hey, this is Chris, keeping it real, taking a break from the COVID-19 stuff that I've been focusing on for the last several months, turning my attention to the problems with Facebook and the layout that they have chosen in regards to the cover photo and the profile photo. You know, when you take a picture, you generally have something like right in the middle of the screen that you want to focus on. And so what's the problem with this picture? Well, my daughter-in-law and my wife are almost totally obscured by the profile picture. Now, I have put them in as a profile picture just to illustrate that point, but if that was my picture there, then I wouldn't be able to see the focal point of the cover photo. And to me, it just seems to me that a multi-billion-dollar corporation should understand these things. And even more confusing to me is that when I go to my business page for CNL Construction, the profile picture is in the bottom left. So in other words, it would be in the lower left-hand corner and does not obscure the cover photo in any meaningful way. The biggest problem, though, is that you can't change the location of this picture. It's there right in the middle, right in the the bottom third of your cover photo. And so what can you do about this? Is there any way you can ameliorate, I love that word, ameliorate, the problem and overcome a really dumb idea on the part of Facebook? It would be okay if this was just like some kind of default setting that you could change in the settings in Facebook and move this profile picture somewhere else, but you can't. It's fixed there, and so I don't even begin to understand the reasoning about why they chose to lay this section of the Facebook page out the way they did. But I have at least a partial workaround, and at least you will be able to do something productive with your cover photo. And if you want to convey some information or just display some nice photos that everyone can see the entire picture of, or most of the entire picture of, then you've come to the right place. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some procedures that you can do to change your cover photo so that basically you have two cover photos in one. And so you can still have your profile picture as whatever you want, and you will have two cover photos side by side that fully display whatever it was that interested you when you took those photos. So stand by. We will go into the next section, and I will show you the piece of software that I use to do this, and hopefully you can come to a better outcome than what we are seeing here on the screen right now. All right, stand by. Okay, so here we are. Here's the program that I'm using. It's called Photoscape. You notice the web address is www.photoscape.org. I've just downloaded this a few days ago to fix the very problem that I spoke about in the intro. And so I've not gotten into a deep dive into what everything this program does, but it looks pretty impressive just on the face of it. All I've used so far is the editor portion and the combine portion, but as you can see, it does many other things too, but we're not going to cover any of those today. Now, you can use Photoshop, and you can use Paint.net, you can use Microsoft Paint, and you can use GIMP to do what I'm going to do, but I did not want to have to learn a complex program. I have a very simple need here. I want to put two photos side by side for my profile picture, so I don't want to get bogged down in trying to learn a bunch of menus and learning how to do things that I'm not, in other words, I'm not interested really in enhancing the photos or changing them significantly. I just simply want to put two photos together side by side. Before we get started, one thing you have to understand is that the cover photo for Facebook is approximately 820 pixels wide by 320 pixels high. So what you want to, the goal we're going for is to get these two photos put together in a space that occupies about that many pixels. Now, the cover photo, when you put it on there, Facebook, you have a little leeway, so it doesn't have to be exact. You might get some of the image cropped off on either side. That's been my experience, but other than that, it works just fine. So keeping that in mind, keeping in mind those parameters, what we need to do then is have two photos that are each approximately 410 pixels wide by 320 pixels high. And so what we want to do is we want to go to the editor up here on the, I guess we would call it a taskbar. Now I've cheated a little bit, and I already have, make this a little bigger so I can see what I'm doing. I have some photos that I've already modified, and so I'm going to make the slider, make the thumbnails a little bit bigger so I can remember what I did. Okay, so basically what you want to do, you can just drag and drop each picture. Now, ordinarily you'd have a much bigger picture, but you can see that I've already resized this picture. And if you look right down here, you see it's 569 by 320. So it's 320 pixels high and it's 569 pixels across. So that's going to make our image bigger side to side than it needs to be. But like I said before, that's okay. So you've got all these things that you can do down here, and I'm looking for resize. There it is. Okay, sorry. That's how unfamiliar I am with this program. So you load your picture here, drag it across into here, and then you can go to resize. And of course it has all these other little effects too, but I'm only interested in resize right now. And so you can adjust the size by the longer length, which is the side-by-side length, or by the shorter length, or by the height. And so that's what we did. And so see, that's where I got 320. Now originally this picture was like, I don't know, 720 or 900 or something like that. When you adjust the height, it keeps everything with the same aspect ratio, so you don't have to do both parameters. You can do one or the other to get where you want to go. So once you get that where you want it to go, you save it, or the size you want it to be. So you save that, and I'm not going to save it because it's already saved. And then we can just go to the next picture, and you'll notice it is also 320. Again, we could go down here to resize. You can adjust the width, you can adjust the height, you can do anything you want as far as the size goes. And so now we've got, and then I would save that. So now I've got my two pictures that I want to use. And so I'm going to go over here to the combine page, and I'm going to find my desktop again, and here we go. And so I've got, and make this bigger again. And so now I've got my cabin is right here. This is next to the doorway. Now I've got, I had up and down. So you can do up and down if you want, but let's do side by side. And so now we have side by side, and we can see that the size of it is 1138 by 320. It's a little bit big, but that's okay. Now once you get them the way you want them, you can change by using the move forward command or the move backwards command. Depends which picture you click on, but then you can switch them side to side. So if you don't like the order, you can always change the order. And then once you've got what you want, then you hit save. And I've already done that because I've already got this tile right here. So, I've already got the finished product right here. So, and that's really all there is to it. It's a very simple thing. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to Facebook, and I am going to insert this picture into my cover photo, and you'll see exactly what I mean. The point is, here's where the profile picture is going to be. And so you can see now it's not in the way of the focal point of either one of my photographs. All right, let's go back to the Facebook page. Okay, so here we are back at the Facebook page. You can see it's my page, so I'm allowed to do this. Okay, so all we need to do now, I'm going to leave this profile picture the way it is. This is just really for instruction. I'm going to change all this stuff after I'm done with the video. But so let's edit the cover photo. Let's upload a photo from the desktop, which is where I saved my things. And I'm looking, those are about the same. I just renamed them differently. Okay, so I'm going to select that one and open it up, and Facebook is going to do its magic. And then we want to save that. And so see there, then that's what you have. You've still got your profile picture. It's right in the middle. Now you have two images, both of which capture what you wanted to capture in the first place. You can do this. You can do this with 2 images. You can do it with 4 images. Of course, as you add more images, and that would be a little bit more complex procedure. What you would have to do is in the editor, in the part of Photoscape where you are putting things side by side, you'd have to go through once and put two images side by side and get the result of those, and then you could stack those two images on top of each other, and you could have 4 images, or you could have 8. You could make this 4 images wide. Of course, you can make it 4 images wide just by using the Photoscape to do that. But I just think this is a good a workaround solution so that you can have something interesting on your cover photo area and not have it obscured by the profile picture. So, hope this is helpful to you. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section below. Like and subscribe. We appreciate when you do. We'll see you on the next edited video.